Let us move on into the next track. Peter Gabriel, Us, and it's only Us, actually. We're about halfway through in the album, and I guess you could argue that this would be the title track because it does include Us, but maybe not. Maybe I'm reaching. Let's go ahead and listen to the song. We'll talk about it a little bit after. Only Us. Here we go. What a cool mix of sounds in the first 10 seconds. Guitar, electronics, drum. It's like a little flute. Bass.
It wasn't in the words, kept sticking in their throats. It wasn't with the angels in their quilted coats. These battered wings still kick up dust. Seduced by the noise and the bright things that glisten, I knew all the time I should shut up and listen. And I'm finding my way home from the great escape. The further on I go, oh, the less I know. I can find only us breathing, only us sleeping, only us dreaming, only us. I hear you calling me. Yes, I hear you calling me. Home from the great escape. Yes, I can read you loud and clear.
I love that flute, the way it plays.
Further on I go, oh, the less I know. Friend or foe, there's only us.
I like the extension of the bass though.
Further on I go, oh, the less I know. I can find only us breathing, only us sleeping, only us dreaming, only us, only us.
I don't want to speak too preemptively, but do you think that this album is a little bit underrated in Gabriel's discography? We're only about halfway through it right now. Haven't heard anything, but I really think that it's so cool how, at least for me, listening to Peter Gabriel, not sequentially, but kind of to an extent, and coming up to this particular phase and kind of hearing the really wonderful mix of electronic instrumentation, bringing that into the music, bringing that under his wing, not afraid to go into that direction, not afraid to progress and actually look into new areas and look at new aspects of music as they are coming around. This, 1992, right? Right in the heyday, right as all the electronics and everything are becoming very much more mainstream, even so, and accessible as well to new musicians. And I think it's really cool how he's kept his style, but he's just incorporated that brilliantly into his music, which is very dense in this album and in this track in particular. There's a lot of sounds happening. There are constant, even like way in the back, little cicada-like, chirps of the guitar that are just kind of playing back there. Levin's bass, the fretless, is a godsend in here. And he is playing. He's not just playing. He's playing. Really nice fills, just flutter. Heart flutters with that fretless in here, which is it's just a joy to listen to. And yet you still have that deep power that resonates in the music alongside with the drum. I like how the rhythm is open in the beginning, but then becomes a little bit more, not claustrophobic, but a little bit more natural and, I guess normalized as the track moves in. It kind of gives it a little bit of power without overstacking it. But like I said, this track is just dense with so many different instruments and so many different sounds. The flutes is really wonderful. That's going to be performed by Kudzi Ergener, who's playing the ney flutes, which kind of reminded me in the delivery of that as something like that John Hassel would play in that kind of ambient direction, which I thought about John Hassel the other day. I need to check out some more music by him on a personal level. But I love how that came in. Of course, that really blows through with the nice bass, that little guitar in the back, the electronic drums, but also, once again, a mix of actual acoustic drums and percussion. Like, it's just all a really wonderful mix. And then Gabriel himself, storyteller and narrator that he is, just floating poetry on top of all that in the most beautiful way. I think that so far, this track this album could possibly be looked at kind of underrated from Peter Gabriel. Obviously, his first three are especially noteworthy and highly mentioned and stuff, but this one's quite good. And I think, it had the beginning, which was kind of manipulated there. It wasn't in the words that kept sticking in their throats. It wasn't with the angels in their quilted coats. These battered wings still kick up dust, seduced by the noise and the bright things that glisten. I knew all that time I should shut up and listen, and I'm finding my way home from the great escape. The further I go on, the less I know. I can find only us breathing, only us sleeping, only us dreaming, only us. I knew all this time I should shut up and listen. I hear you calling me. Yes, I hear you calling me home from the great escape. Yes, I can read you loud and clear. Further I go on, there's less I know. Friend or foe, there's only us. Okay, I'm coming home again. Only us. Okay, so, all right, only us. You can only depend on this other person. It's only us in the world. Others are perhaps getting seduced by bright things and noise like moths to a flame and find themselves engulfed in flames, or at least in harm's way. And he says he knows that he should shut up and listen, but he's trying to find a way home from the great escape. This great escape seems to be a great escape from many others as well. But within this great escape, whatever it all represents, he's still saying that he can only trust us. And the further he goes on, the less he knows, for getting further away from the source, that escape. But he can only find us breathing, us sleeping, us dreaming. It's only us. Got to get home. Who is us? What does that represent? I did the Control 5 so I can see who's playing exactly on track 5. That's what I can find. It helps when I can find people a lot quicker. Only us. Is there any information on this particular track? Give me an us. I could have probably did only. Maybe that would have been the better word to choose for Control F. And that's a no. That's a no. So nothing at least immediate that I see here. and no annotations. Because I'm curious as to who is the us that he's representing. Is this something more personal to Peter? Or is this a global kind of all of us, mankind kind of action? Not sure. Only Peter knows. Let me know what you guys thought of this track in the comments down below. Let me know if you think that this is an underrated album in his discography. I don't know. So far, I'm feeling like it is, but I can't say. I'm only halfway through. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye, guys.